Hey, I didn't think he was gonna make it because I didn't know with the time difference, you know, because our time went back, so it's a bit confusing. We had this daylight saving; it went back.
All right, no, it's 2 o'clock here, so.
All right, I think we gained an hour. Is it 2 o'clock there?
Yeah.
Where are you?
We're in Berwick. We're in the UK. I was thinking when I got that email, does he know that we're from the UK?
I thought you were Americans. I thought
no.
I thought Americans. Yeah, I thought I've got to get the time right. I've got to get the time right because we went back an hour, didn't we, last Sunday? Yeah. And I thought, I hope they're not going back an hour in America. You know, if they are, it'll probably mess things up. Hey, sorry about that, guys.
Fine.
Yeah. So the name of your group is Not Now Norman.
Yes.
That's a really funny name, isn't it?
There's a funny story behind it.
All right. I'd love to hear it. Come on, tell us the story behind it.
Well, we had a pet cockerel called Norman, who was, he was a bit of a character, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a bit aggressive.
And my poor sister, it was her job to feed the cockerel every morning. And he would keep attacking everybody that would go into the garden to protect his hens. Yeah. So she would go into the garden armed with Wellington boots past her knees, a broomstick handle to fend him off, and a dustbin lid. Yeah. All you'd hear from the back garden was, "Not now, Norman!" We need to do something with that.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to Probe the Act on Deepstuff Radio and Deepstuff TV. We've got a very lovely band as our guest today with myself, dRem TGI, Not Now Norman. So how did you start this band? How was this band started?
Well, it started off, so I've got a physical disability called hereditary multiple exostosis, and I've got autism. And I'd be, I just got out of college, eager to work, and I start applying for loads and loads of jobs around the area. And if I noticed that if they got a hint of disability, eyes would roll, there would be people sighing. I got one person tutting at me. And it got to the stage where, it was really affecting my depression and I couldn't get out of bed as a result. And then my dad, Xander here, him and my mum, trying to hoist me out of bed to, face the day, said, come on, we'll do some recording sessions as a confidence booster. Little did he realize I could sing.
Oh, that was a surprise, isn't it?
Yeah. She came down and sang a song and I went, "Oh, you're good at this."
I think we may have found you a job. So that's how it started.
Just the two. It started,
And then we got Jimmy involved. He works with the local theatre as the sound guy, and he plays bass. And we got him interested, and then eventually we found Bodie.
Yeah,
well,
drummer.
Bodie found us, actually, didn't he?
Drummers up here are hard to find, aren't they?
Oh yeah,
really hard to find up here. But yeah, we got one sorted, and then just took it from there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So I had a listen to one of your tracks called "Not Little Cheryl."
Yes.
Beautiful. So how did that come about?
Well, this one's quite a different one to our usual ones. We decided that a lot of our tracks that we've released already, they're quite angry sound, but obviously angry, aren't they? There isn't really much of a, well,
they're not subtle.
They're not subtle. So we thought let's experiment a little bit with
something a bit more commercial.
A bit poppy, a bit more poppy, yeah. A bit happier in nature. but it's still got our, you know, sassy tones, doesn't it? It's still quite in your face, just taken back a little bit from, you know, the likes of Judas and End of the Day. It's about you know, social media as a whole. Social media is very prevalent at the minute, especially now. Everybody gets connected with it, and it's great. It's a great tool. It's a great way that we can connect with people.
Yeah.
But there's this anxiety that comes with it, and people feel the need to, you know, brag about this life that they have or supposedly have, and it causes this sort of self-imposed competition where it's not needed, and it can really affect your mental health. You know, like, oh, I'm not as skinny as this person. I'm not as you know, confident as this person. My makeup is, you know, slightly not as good as this person. It's like, no, that's not what social media should be for. It should be, you know, somewhere where you can connect and, you know, not have to think I'm not good as this person. Then if I'm not as good as this person, I'm not going to be as successful as this person. That's not how the world works, and that's what little Cheryl is confronting here.
Yeah.
Wow, wonderful. It's very inspirational. That, I mean, a lot of people, we need that in this time, don't we? Because there's going to be a lot of depression with the, you know, with the current pandemic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely, especially with the one that's,
you know, yeah, because there are quite a few people that are on the edge already, and then lockdown and everything, you know, having to lose their jobs and everything is gonna. Well done for that. Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. So, how would you describe your band, your act?
I would say that, so music, with every song that you have, it shows, you know, the artist's personality in some form or another. There's always a degree of honesty with music. And I think Not Now Norman takes that a little bit further with the bluntness of the lyrics, certainly.
Well, you're autistic, so you tend not to hold back anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So we've incorporated that with the style. I would say that we're very energetic in terms of, you know, the vibe that we're getting. No matter what track we've got, there's still a degree of, you know, I'm trying to describe like, ooh, where did this come from? Like, it kind of awakens something in you, like kind of like when you listen to the likes of Guns N' Roses or something like that, or Killswitch Engage, or, you know, there's like this fire that comes out. Well, I feel that way. I'm not so sure. How do you think?
Well, I think that you find that it's a way of expressing the things that you want to say.
Yeah.
You just, things that you can't say normally just come out, don't they?
Yeah.
I'm an old school rocker, so it's easy for me. I just plug my guitar in and I'm fine.
Yeah. I think she might be the boss there.
Oh, she's the boss.
She's
the boss.
I knew it.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
I'm boss lady. There's also a degree of intergenerational
well,
influences going on as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Taylor's obviously mentioned, Taylor's my daughter. I realised I'd done something right when I went to knock on her bedroom door and heard that she was listening to my old Guns N' Roses CDs.
You were like, yes.
Yeah. Something right here.
Have you seen the pound signs then?
Yeah.
I would see.
You'd be like, the mortgage finally paid off now. Hey. So what Taylor, what was your dream when you first started? I know your dad got you into it, but what did you think?
Well, at the time, what I really wanted to do was, you know, to get out there and, you know, stop hiding in the shadows, because at the time I was really shy, wasn't I?
Oh yeah,
I like
really shy. Yeah.
the idea of going up on a stage in front of people terrified me. And the idea of going up with anybody still terrified me. It seemed to be an exception when, you know, my dad said, you know, don't worry, I'm going to be up on the stage here, because there's already a degree of trust there. So at the time it was like, my goal was to, you know, get over stage fright and try to, you know, share with the world my thoughts and feelings. And now it's just, it's still on the same path, but it's like, I really want to, you know, share my message to loads of people that, you know, can relate, and also who want to hear a different perspective of the world, because each song has, you know, a very social undertone. Like Little Frankenstein is all about, you know, physical differences and physical disabilities. End of the Day is about having conditions like ADHD, and Judas, which is my favorite, is about, you know, a toxic relationship that ended badly when my 5-year partner left me on a hospital bed for another woman. So, you know, there's always a social aspect to our song so far, and my goal is to, you know, have many people hear a different perspective and try and relate to that.
I think you discovered the power of the microphone as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
When you've got the microphone, people have got to listen to you.
Yes.
I mean, you've got to really captivate, you know, audience, Taylor, and you know, just using it. That's good. I mean, you never know. You could be a voice for millions of the people that are, you know, probably going through or will go through something in the same vein of what you've probably passed through. And good on you for fighting back.
We've had when we released Little Frankenstein, we actually got quite a bit of feedback from people who have you know, physical disabilities, and I've had parents messaging me saying thank you so much, because you know, my daughter or my son now has this song where they just think, that's me this person's singing about, that's my condition that they're singing about. And they've all of a sudden got this newfound confidence because somebody's singing about a condition that they have and that's never happened to them before, which is
you feel really good.
Because it's like I didn't grow up with knowing anybody who had the same physical condition that I did. And you know, finding out that a bunch of kids now have somebody singing about their condition, it's like, I didn't have that, so I'm giving you this, you know, somebody that has your condition is not only talking to you about it, but is singing about it. You know.
And music is such a powerful platform, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It is. It speaks better than words can.
It does. It does. Absolutely. So, I know we've touched on it quite a lot, a bit with the. But where do you draw your inspiration from? I know we've talked about it, but generally, is there any other thing that you?
Musically, we listen. Well, I love listening to, you know, punk rock. Joan Jett is probably one of my biggest heroes of all time. Skin from Skunk Anansie, she's fabulous. Then there's Pink. Just musically, I'd say, you know, the tomboy vocalists, the ones that, you know, are the ones that stand out for me, more than, I mean, don't get me wrong, people like, you know, Ariana Grande or Billie Eilish, they're great, but it's just missing this tomboyish undertone for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But singers like Pink and Skin and Debbie Harry and Joan Jett,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
they pretty much scream at me, you know.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Well, I went to see Pink years ago, and I took Taylor along. She was just a young lass at the time, and I took her along as dad, just taking her, thinking, I'm going to be standing here with her, I'm not going to enjoy this. And I came back as a Pink fan because it was absolutely outstanding.
I love Pink. And one of our favorite track of mine is Please Don't Leave Me or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that one.
I love the power, you know, this sort of power in it. She's put a lot of energy into it. So tell us where we can find your materials. I know there's Cloud, but if you want to tell us what the page name is.
Well, we're on Facebook and Instagram, Not Now Norman. We're on Twitter, now_Norman. And you can find all of our tracks on likes of Spotify, Deezer, Google Play, all the music streaming platforms. You can find us at Not Now Norman.
Brilliant. And do you have any clips on YouTube?
We do. Yeah. If you look on YouTube, you'll find we're quite proud of this music video. It's the music video for End of the Day. We edited it ourselves.
I'm saying that one.
Yeah, yourself.
It is good. It is very, very good. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. That's what I like to hear. That was really fun to do. And it was really good to have our fans in on it as well. I loved it.
Beautiful. So before the pandemic, tell us about your best gig, if you've done any.
I've got two favorite gigs, and there's the first one is Trillions.
Mm-hmm.
That was our first time in the Trillions bar in Newcastle.
It's a rock bar in Newcastle, so
it's one of the big ones as well. So it was like, wow, we've made it to Newcastle.
Yeah.
And the second one was we went to another rock bar in Bannerman's, and we were supporting a band called Follow Deep.
Yeah.
They invited us along, and they were on their debut tour, so that was quite good to be invited along to that. It was quite fun.
And you had that one up Wooler?
Yes, that was a good one. A local village. It was a charity gig.
Yeah.
But the village was full.
Wow.
The streets were full, and we were singing a cover for Chelsea Dagger, and we could hear the crowd through our styrofoam ear defenders.
All the way along the street they were singing. Well, that was brilliant.
That was absolutely brilliant. I'll never forget that thing. I can remember thinking, I'm not supposed to hear you.
Oh, it's one of the moments in music where you just, yes.
Yeah, I loved it.
You feel the hair standing up on the back of your neck, don't you? It's beautiful.
So do you mainly write covers, or is it all your original songs?
We started as a cover band, and locally it's difficult to get into a venue with just your own tracks. So we do covers, and we also do original songs.
Yeah. We prefer doing the original stuff.
Yes.
Much prefer it. But we started off thinking we would just write a couple of songs, but enjoyed it so much that we spend most of the time doing that now.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you enjoy music, if it's in your veins, you leave it, don't you? So,
Yeah.
So what I was going to ask is, forgotten that. So some artists would write to the beat. So they would write to, I don't know, it's probably different for bands, but like most artists, they'll listen to a beat and they'll go, I can write to that. And some will have what they've written down, and they'll sort of build the instrument around it. What's the process? What's that process for you?
It's a bit of both.
I was going to say we've pretty much done them both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. sometimes I'll just pick the guitar up and start playing something. Sometimes we'll be sitting with Logic Pro and just find a beat, as you said, and think, yeah, I can do something with that. And sometimes it's just you writing lyrics down.
Mm-hmm.
We've tried them all, and
they're all just as fun to do.
Yeah.
Quite yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Wherever the music takes us.
Yeah. I mean, it must be the best feeling in the world to have the coolest dad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. He won't admit it. I tell him often enough.
Yeah.
I've said to him, you've not only given, what a lot of dads give, love and, a role model. This guy's given me a career.
Oh.
I just love being able to go out and play. I'm quite happy.
Being able to spend that time as well, isn't it, together? It's beautiful. I love family, man. Yeah. So this is the point where you give shout out to anybody at all. So just go for it.
Shout out to Patterson, our good friends of the borders. Also Scarred by Truths, who have practically helped mentor us in how to release your original tracks. Another shout out to Ashes of Iron and Follow Deep for giving us our big support gigs.
Yeah.
And also a big shout out to Ali Lee of Kingsize Voodoo Traveller for mixing our stuff and just being a gem.
Yeah. You really need to put a shout out to your mum.
And my mother.
She gives up an awful lot of time for us too.
Yes. My mother and my sister.
Yeah, don't get your dad in trouble there. Yeah.
No.
Oh, you let her forget me. Yeah. So you've been listening and watching Probe the Act on Deepstuff Radio and TV. I've been dRem TGI, and a lovely shout out to our lovely guest, Not Now Norman, all the way from where's that? You're from in the UK?
Berwick-upon-Tweed.
Berwick-upon-Tweed. Yeah, shout out. So have a lovely week now.